every time I tell someone, I meet someone new and I say I coach, and they say, oh, what do you coach? And I say, hip hop. And they're like, I say, yeah, I laugh too. My name is Alisan Giesy, and I have been teaching since 1980. But I've been teaching at Shorewood since 1996. First of all, I want every kid that sees me in the hall to see someone that is glad to see them. Tell them if you've got late work in my class, I am not going to accost you in the hall and ask for the late work. I'm going to say, hi, how are you? Because I really want them to feel welcomed first. Second would be, I want them to feel empowered to do what they do in their life. I tell them, you do science every day. Don't tell me you can't do science. You do it every day. Every time you make a decision, it's based in data. You're doing some science. So I want you to be empowered to do that. I spend a lot of time in my classes saying, this is work that people do in the outside world. You're doing it in a smaller scale, but you are doing it. And you are capable of doing it. You have the brains to do it. Get up and do it. What inspires me is when you've been slogging along doing the stuff you got to do to get the foundations built, and then you give them something to put the foundations together, and they go, oh, that's how it works. And they're like little lights go off and stuff. It's the daily dose of things you didn't see coming. I really have a hard time imagining being in a position where that didn't happen. Go to the next one until everyone stopped moving, right? So really take that to heart. This is A, how you learn your formations, and B, how they get better. We had a club, and it was run, the advisor for the club was one of the math teachers, and she'd had it for some time, maybe a year, and then she left the profession to go become a real estate agent. And one of the captains of the club that year was in one of my environmental science classes. And she came in and she said, Ms. Giesy, we need an advisor. All you have to do is sit in the back of the room. You don't have to know what you're doing. You just have to be there because we need an advisor that's in the room. Can you do it? And I'm like, okay, because what are you going to say? So I did. And of course, I couldn't just sit in the back of the room. So that first half a year was fine, wonderful. The next half a year was horrendous. The leadership in the group was fractured and at each other's throats half the time. And I was trying to, kind of run their practices for them, but half of them were in it and half of them were out of it, and the rest of the kids in the club were like, what's going on? Ugh, it was awful. Now, at the beginning of the following year, Jaime Lopez came to me and said, I know last year was awful. He was part of leadership. The rest of it graduated. He said, I know last year was awful. Please, please, please come back and do it for another year. My friend and I are going to use this as our senior project, which we had back then, to take a group of kids who don't know anything about dance and make them really a team, really make them become a team. And please, please, please. And I was like, and I said, okay, but it's gonna be better, right? And he said, oh yeah, it's gonna be better. It was amazingly better. He and his friend were the best teachers, the best mentors, the best older people that those youngins could have had. And I literally did sit in the back of the room and just watch in awe and wonder. I was jaw-dropped all the time. It was amazing. They worked so hard and they were so welcoming for that group of little 9 students who were afraid to look at each other, let alone dance in front of each other when they started. And through the year, by golly, they got better. They could dance together. They did a routine. I think we just did one that year. And at the end of the year, Jaime and they all came to me and said, we want to be a competition team. We want to be a real team. And I went, really? So I said, well, let me check it out. Because in order to do that, I have to get hired as a coach. I'm paid as a coach. I have to be trained as a coach. I have to get my first aid certificate, blah, 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 all that stuff, which I've done before. It was fine. I've coached previously for other sports. And yeah, and then we had a team. In our first year, we had 10 people. And now we have, well, at our height this year, we had 31. We now have about 27. I don't choreograph. I am a coach in that I make sure they have space, make sure they have paperwork done, make sure they have rides to their competitions, make sure that they're taken care of if they're sick. But really, what I guess I have allowed is the space for student leadership to occur. That's really my job. I'm a facilitator more than a coach. Although I do yell and scream at them when they're dancing and they're doing really well. I yell and scream with the whole audience. Oh, they love Foundry 10 and Beyond Boundaries. Every time we have a new group of kids come in, the first thing the kids tell them is, "Oh man, we can't wait till Beyond Boundaries. We can't wait till the end of the year." You know, all the rest of that stuff, competition. You know, we now run a showcase of our own, which we love, and it's really fun. And we like doing assemblies, that's fun. But Beyond Boundaries is what we love. We love the chance to be judged by real hip-hop dancers, professionals. We love the chance to show in a different realm. They love it, they thrive on it. It is what makes their world rock. Been a rockin' 7 years of dance. So yeah, you know, be open to doing things that people don't expect. That's kind of fun. My name is Allison, and this is my voice.